while the judges complete their ballots. Judges, when you're finished, make sure that they're signed and your name is printed, and then hold them up for collection.
Such a solemn time. Did you have a little swing of emotion?
Oh yeah.
Did they reach out and touch somebody here or there? I think so. Well, why don't we go out and retouch them a little bit? Doug, why don't you come on up here? Doug, I'm going to strong arm you a little bit. What in the
Why not? It's every
what is a cradle space or a crawl space cradle?
Crawl space cradle.
The only cradle I'm familiar with is the one that my parents put me in, and I got out of there and hurt.
Well, everybody knows what the normal cradle is. You go over the neck, under one knee, clasp hands, the guys in a C shape in your arms. You roll them over. It's a pinning combination. Cross space cradle is a non-pinning combination. Man's on his stomach. You can't get him to turn. You take your arm and you punch across his face. It goes right across his stomach. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. The back of his deltoid. He's got his head locked up, and he's looking the other direction. Hopefully at his mama. Then you come around, post on his leg, shove your head into his ribs. It takes practice. Yeah, show us, yeah. It takes practice to find the ribs. They're right. And you just run forward, and believe me, you'll hear a man bend. Bends in, cradle him, then you put your knee on his hips, push him up, so the only thing that's supporting his weight is his temple. And if you're really good, you put your forehead right into his temple. So all of his body weight's coming right down on that temple. Ooh. And that is the point at which you can make him scream like a girl.
So is that where the movie Temple of Doom came?
No. Not at all.
No. Rumor has it there's some Italian background in your blood, or you speak some Italian, you were there in Italian,
oh,
you eat Italian.
No.
What's the matter you?
I said I'm fluent in Italian because I spent 3 years taking Latin 1 when I was in high school, and so I just assumed that I'm pretty good. That helps with the ladies.
Do I hear a vote of confidence? Anyway, Doug, we do sincerely thank you for your speech, your energy, your enthusiasm, and for being here today. Guys up here, come on down. Only if the price is right. Tell me about why you have to belong to so many clubs. 2 of them, right?
Actually, I only belong to one club. That's Speak Up Toastmasters Chattanooga. In this area, I tend to visit a lot of clubs. There would be Patrick's Club, Matt's Club. I also visit, I think I visited not Rick's Club, but Doug's Club and Claudia's Club. But I did actually go to the RL Club too. So I'm always going to other people's clubs because it's a great way of meeting people. If you're a Toastmaster, just know that when you go to another Toastmaster, you're among friends. But you will have to do table talking.
Only upon occasion.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of volunteering do you do?
Actually, I volunteer with the Red Cross. I mostly do events, but I also do the occasional blood drive at least twice a month. I've been over to Syngenta, I've been over to Glaxo, and I've been over to many of the RTP areas, where people are perfectly willing to put out their arms and give us a pint of blood. And see some shaking heads here. It really isn't that bad.
And you expect me to go?
Yes, I do, actually.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you win, I'll go. I did give blood one time when I was very early years in the military, and after about an hour and a half, the needle stuck in my arm. They got like 3 ounces of blood. I said I quit. Glenda, come on down. Is this Glenda the baby or Glenda the adult? All the voices.
Whichever you want it to be.
You transition voice to voice here in your characters very warmly and uniquely. Have you ever thought about doing something with that voice of yours?
No. Certainly, like what?
It'd be a great radio voice, a great voiceover. If Robin Williams can do it, you can do it.
No, actually, I hadn't ever considered that, but maybe I will after this.
I'll give it a calling. You aged before our eyes in a very heartfelt speech. I really was buckled by this. As you travel around the world, where do you like to go?
I like to go any place that's warm, with lots of good food, lots of nice people.
What are some places you've been? Do you like the international side of things, or have you been able to do that?
Yes, I like the international side of things, but I'm not too crazy about the length of time that it takes to get there. So because of that, I prefer to stay stateside.
What, you're in school now, as a graduate student? Or
No,
is that
actually,
past
I finally did graduate
And what did you master?
in economics. I'm a health economist.
Very fun. We thank you for your sharing with us and spending your time.
Thank you.
The only good thing about travel is the frequent flyer points. It's the sores you get that are no fun at all. Mr. Daly, come on down. Yeah, well, you know. So you get frequent flyer, you go up to 2 clubs, they are?
Arts Toastmasters, and the other one is Speak Up.
Crushing it. What, tell me a little bit about the oil rig thing. I think that's just an exciting, something to get thrown into or step into.
My junior year at college, I was informed that the free ride was about to come to an end at the end of my senior year, and wasn't going to go work for my father. So he said go 500 miles away from home, so I went 1,600 miles away from home. I thought I had a job in the coal business, but as it turned out, I ended up on drilling rig. I showed up, I had a note one day at our refrigerator at home. I'd come off at 12 hours building fence, and they said if you want a job on a drilling rig, be there tonight. Job won't be there in the morning. So I reloaded my lunch pail, drove 2 hours back to where I had spent all day building the fence, and worked out the rest of the shift till 7 the next morning. And the rest was history. It was fun.
Any hazing in that industry?
There was plenty of hazing. One of the things they had us do, or had me do anyway, was take a 5-gallon bucket of water, carry it 130 feet up in the air to water the crown. And when you get to the crown, all that's up there is the top end of a pulley and communication equipment, antennas. And I would have carried that water back down and gone back up, except they were all rolling and laughing. So I tossed the water and went down. I fell out of the derricks once, which was an experience. You tie off with a safety line, and it was pouring down rain, and I reached for the pipe, and my feet gave way, and I was just sort of flailing, and I called for help, and the help was, if we have to come up there, we'll cut your ass down and hire somebody else. I got back up. That's what it was like.
Better you than me. We'll make a man out of it. Richard, thank you very much. Rumor has it our judges are hard at work, or are they done working?
Finished.
Finished.
Let's take a 5-minute break.
Okay, we'll take, look at your watches, look at this clock right here. 5 minutes means when that big hand is pointing straight down. And we'll start again.
Okay.